Chico and Rita, an animated feature directed by Fernando Trueba and Javier Mariscal. I loved some of Fernando Trueba's previous work. He made, he won an Oscar for Belle Epoque, Oscar for Best Foreign Language Film. Before that, he made a very, very dark, weird, twisted, odd movie called The Mad Monkey, based on a novel, The Dream of the Mad Monkey, written by an English writer, but I believe writing in French, which starred Jeff Goldblum, Miranda Richardson, Dexter Fletcher, Lisa Walker. Very, very little scene there. I think there was 3 people in England who saw and liked that film, and me, Nigel Floyd, and Tom Charity. Beyond that, it died a death.
Now, Nigel Floyd, we've kind of...
Yes, of this parish.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and Tom Charity used to write for Time Out. I mean, I remember that because the poster had 3 quotes on it, which was us 3, and it was kind of like the Skyline thing. Everybody else just went, what on earth is all that about? It was released in America as Twisted Obsession and didn't do any business there at all. The case of Chico and Rita, I mean, the extraordinary thing about Trueba is if you put his work together, it's amazing that it's all made by the same guy. Javier Mariscal, of course, is a very, very famous designer. Chico and Rita is the story of a piano player and a singer who meet in Havana in the 1940s, and it's about the evolution of jazz music. It's about the evolution of their relationship. It's about the journey of that music to America, to the clubs of New York, how African rhythms come into jazz and turn it into something else. It's the musical supervisor, Biba Valdez, who's working to kind of one of the things they've done is they've re-recorded all the music themselves. They haven't used old recordings. They've, in the same way that when Ian Softly made Backbeat, for example, he decided the best way to do that old musical sound was to get modern musicians to play that stuff. So here's the things that I really love about Chico and Rita, and I'm telling you, it's in my list of top 10 films of the year. I enjoyed it that much. Firstly, I think the design is beautiful. It's one of those animated features. When you look at it, I mean, it's obviously it's 2D animation. It has a beautiful sense of colour and sensuality to it. I mean, an awful lot of the time, sensuality is not something that's very easy to do in animation, perhaps. It tends to go, fall over into something which is stylised and arch, but this is a genuinely sensual film. The dancing, the movement, I mean, obviously a certain amount of it is rotoscoping, but it is a film in which the screen bubbles with life and bubbles with a really sort of tactile feel to it. It was lovely when I interviewed Javier Mariscal. He was saying that Rita, who's the central woman in the drama, when he was designing her and drawing her, he sort of fell in love with her, and he said he woke up in the middle of the night imagining her leaning over him saying, "Oh, thank you for the beautiful dress you have designed for me." And then he said, "I woke up and then she wasn't there, but she was there." And it's a very, very tactile animation. Second thing about it is the music's lovely. Obviously, it leads up to the creation of Buena Vista Social Club, and that whole explosion of that music which happened recently. I think if you know an awful lot about jazz, which I say straight off, I don't. I mean, my father is a huge jazz fan, and total Jelly Roll Morton aficionado, and that's the thing. I've never been a massive jazz fan, but in this, I felt I knew enough to really enjoy the film. And I'm sure if you know a lot more about it, there'd be much more in there that you get out of it. The story itself, however, is the real heart of it. In the end, it is a wonderful love story about this pianist and this singer who sort of fall in love, have a night of passion, and then are separated, and they're separated both by their careers and by the strange ebb and flow of the life that they lead. But we see the whole thing playing out in flashback. There's a sense of impending tragedy about it, and yet maybe just their passion for each other will somehow outlive that. And honestly, it's one of those films when I just sat there thinking, I'm really knocked out by just how full of life this film is. I'm really knocked out by the design of it. I'm really knocked out by the sound, the sensuality, the washing of it. I enjoyed it so much, and it was great because I've liked Trueba's work for a long time, and I've never sort of seen a group of films by him that all seem to make sense as a group. And meeting him and talking to Javier Mariscal, it was lovely because they were every bit as devoted to the project as I want them to be. Also worth pointing out as a footnote, despite the fact this is a Spanish film, it is actually also funded by the Isle of by Cinemanx. So it is, weirdly enough, a Manx production. Who knew? And it's
Cinemanx.
Cinemanx. Not Cinemanx, that would be Manchester, wouldn't it? Cinemanx, all right, yeah, Cinemanx films, yeah. I mean, I'll be back.
Hey, it's a new voice. A new voice has dawned. The Manc voice, hitherto
Manchester
suppressed.
Come over here to Cinemanc Films, yeah. Anyway, it's not, but it's lovely. It's really great. And even if you're not an animation fan, go see it. It's really, I mean, it's a more of a grown-up movie. It's not a kids' movie. It's a grown-up movie, but it's grown up not in the way of Fritz the Cat or that kind of, heavy traffic. That kind of grown up. It's, it's proper grown up.